Hey folks, third tutorial here. I'm just going to talk a little bit about rendering so we can render out some in-progress footage to do critique. Here's the basic process for that once you have your composition set up how you like it. The thing to do first is to check your work plane. So if you've got a whole bunch of black space at the end, this is going to just end up being a pain and render and add footage to your time. So what you can do is you can take this here, the work area, and just the work area end, and just snap it to the very end of your composition. So now we don't have any of that black space anymore in our scene. You can also go to composition and do trim comp to work area. If you do that, then it's just going to make your comp directly with that work area. You can always add more time if you need to. Okay, so we're ready to render this out. To do so, composition, go to add to render queue. And here's an important part about this. When we go through these steps, we're going to set up everything, we're going to choose a path, and then we're going to click render to actually make it a QuickTime movie. We don't want to save it as an After Effects file to turn in. We want to render it as a QuickTime movie in order to view it. So we're going to keep best settings. The next one is the output module. I'm going to click on where it says lossless. My computer is going to be slow. First thing is make sure the format is QuickTime. Go to Format Options. This is really important. Click Format Options. Change the video codec from animation to H.264. This is super important. Animation codec is uncompressed, humongous. It will bog everything down. It won't play back very well. So you want to make sure you change it to H.264. Keep the quality at 100. Hit OK. Next is in the event that you're working with footage from a camera that is larger than 1920 by 1080. Our project needs to be 1920 by 1080. If it's not, then you can click here where it says resize, and you can choose resize to 1920 by 1080. This is going to add time to your render, but it's going to make your output file, your output QuickTime file, much more smaller. So very important to do that. If you're using an app that makes it, or the image is already 1920 by 1080, then you're fine. Don't have to worry about resize. In the event that we do need to add audio, when you get to the point where you're adding audio, you will need to make sure that you have this formatted correctly as well. The standard format is just fine. In this case, we don't have any audio, so we don't need to worry about it. I'm going to hit OK. Next, I'm going to choose a path, output to, click on that. I'll just save this to the desktop as skull spin. Okay. I'm going to keep the extension so I know what it's going to do. Hit save. Now that's not going to save it as a QuickTime movie. In order to do that, you need to hit this render button. So when you hit render, it's going to calculate the time, and it's going to go ahead and start rendering. It may take a little bit. It's going to go frame by frame. I'm going to pause and come back. All right, just about done here. Should get a little sound when we're finished. There we go. Now it's finished. When you hear that sound, you can locate your file and open it up as a QuickTime movie. And that is what you can upload to Vimeo, to YouTube, or simply to share it with us for critique.